Well, good evening.
Good evening, good sir. And
Good evening,
good
audio.
sir. And I don't think we have audio.
Anyhow.
Well, that's interesting. Hold on. Well, go ahead.
Oh,
go ahead and keep
there
talking.
it is. Oh, there it is. Now we're going. And now
Ryan,
we're going. And
Ryan.
Eddie.
I was checking if we had audio.
Eddie.
It's
It's technical difficulty somewhere. Anyhow.
Cursed.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to BB Nation Radio as we are back off our little two-week hiatus. So we are coming at you live from all over the Pacific Northwest. So as always, me. Well, first off, here in the BB Nation HQ studios, here with me is Miss Sexy Girlfriend, Miss Mariah.
Hello.
Oh, sexy girlfriend!
I ain't the basic one anymore.
Oh my God. More on that here in a little while. Anyhow, so my fellow U.S. Army veteran, my good buddy and our resident outdoor expert broadcasting from his home 20 out of Prime, Kentucky, Oregon, aka Prineville, the Dapper Sapper himself, good old John.
Johnny! The show can wait. I need to look pretty.
And last but not least, from Cowboy Technology Studios, the high-tech redneck himself, Mr. John. So, first off, be sure to go over and check out our homepage of backwoodsvets.com, where you can catch up on all the latest and greatest of what's going on here on Backwoods Veterans Media, as well as what is happening within BV Nation. And don't forget to subscribe right here to our YouTube channel here on Backwoods Veterans Media, and click the little notification bell to alert you when our shows go live that we have to upload here on the channel. Want to give a big shout out to our friends media. First off, to our friends up at Eric's Armory and ericsarmory.com for all your shooting, reloading, and tactical needs, whatever it may be, whether shopping in store or online. Be sure to hit up our friends up at Eric's Armory and ericsarmory.com. And a big shout out to our buddy Tiny over there at Tiny CB Shop, located out of Malala, Oregon, for all your CB servicing needs, whether you're needing a new radio altogether, needing new equipment, a tune-up, repair, whatever the case is, Tiny has you covered. So be sure to hit up our buddy Tiny over at Tiny CB Shop and tinycbshop.com. And we have, well, no events, i.e. like concerts or anything else like that on the calendar now, since Chief Forest has been canceled. Thanks, Corona. But, and good news, your tickets already for that beautiful, one-of-a-kind AR-10 brought to you by us here at Backwoods, as well as our friends over at Eric's Armory and ericsarmory.com. Excuse me. No, it's not Corona. Anyhow, figure I get that out. We are raffling off that beautiful rifle on Saturday, June 27th, and the time is yet to be determined, but as soon as we get that locked in, we will be sure to let everybody know. That will be broadcasted live here on our YouTube channel, and I'm sure one of us will be doing a Facebook Live video as well at the same time. So just a heads up on that. So one other thing I wanted to get out of the way, since today is May 31st, it's actually some birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
That's right. Happy birthday there, High Tech.
Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Just had to throw that one out there. And it's funny because you're what? The big 4-0 now?
28.
Yeah. Lordy. High Tech is 40. So, anyhow, I know, right? So, anyhow, happy birthday to you, good sir. And the Dapper Sapper, yours is tomorrow. How old are you going to be? You're like, what, 32? 33?
33.
33. That's what I thought. Those lines. It's been a while.
So I'm younger. I'm younger than Dapper Sapper.
I'm
He's
not-
younger than our fearless HMFIC.
You have to
Whatever
remember,
it is.
I'm the oddball in this group.
We all know
You
that.
are the oddball of the group, and then mine is on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So,
First
And
third.
we have a listener whose birthday is Friday.
You do.
oh yeah, go ahead and enlighten.
That would be Queen DP herself.
Ah, yes. Freaking Miss Annie. I forgot. That's her birthday coming up. And by the way, speaking of birthday, not only is Dapper Sapper tomorrow, but Mariah, your mom's is tomorrow too.
Yes. Yes, it is.
All sorts of Geminis rocking the house.
Well,
I'm
and
telling
then your
Yeah.
birthday being
Like I said,
Wednesday.
That's what I said.
you. Yeah, I
I'm
already
the
said
oddball
that.
out of us here.
Hey,
Yeah,
you know what I
yours
got
is-
to say to that, you guys? Happy birthday. And cheers.
Back
Exactly.
to you, my friend.
Oh,
Oh, Joe! As he tries to knock stuff over.
no, I don't. I got this covered. Which, by the way, hey, Dapper Sapper.
Yes,
Hey, good sir.
I got a mixed drink now. I'm not doing beer tonight.
Well, you're going to break out my 1910. That's just
Oh,
how
yeah,
it works.
I could break out this one too. I've got. So this is that bottle that I told you guys about.
Gotcha.
Very
I
special
just
bottle.
got a message. I just got a message. So you don't feel left out. It says, "Happy birthday to you, High Tech. Here's a toast to you with sweet tea."
Yay!
There you go.
Hey.
On. So, anyhow, now we got our birthday celebrations out of the way. Round table. Oh, I know this is going to be a good one this week, man. Let me tell you. So, lead it off with a Dapper Sapper because I know you got a whole lot of stuff going on over your neck of the woods, man.
I do.
Well, take it. What were we talking about during pre-production?
So just so our viewers know, if you are friends with me on Facebook, you already know this, but we have a unmentionable person, or actually a couple people in my hometown of Prineville, and for those of you that know anything about Prineville, will know that it's probably the conservative capital of Oregon in many aspects, at least of Central Oregon for the most part. It doesn't get more red than it does in my hometown. But anyways, we got like 4 people that decided that they'd reach out to people in Portland and to Black Lives Matter and decided to start a protest that they have no intentions of keeping peaceful. And I just got to say one thing is good luck there, you 4 faggot piece of shit motherfuckers. You have a town where 98% of the residents are the teeth and about as redneck and country as it comes. Good luck.
Yeah,
And
let
I've
us
already
know
heard
how
it
to
going
work
down the road. Like Oregon Patriot Guard Riders are supposedly here. Motorcycles out on 3rd Street for the last 20, 30 minutes. It's kind of fun. But
Very
if
nice.
you guys hear gunshots and I leave real goon shit, yeah, I'll be good to go.
Go, wait, I gotta go, boog. You know,
Hey, Mariah. Check it out. We have a new listener.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Look at that. You have a relative
Wow.
listening.
Dang.
Hi-oh.
Obviously, so I've been out for 3 weeks and watched the last episode that I was on. Obviously, my hair was about 8 inches longer than it is currently. So
It looks good. You actually look like you
Yeah,
again.
much more respectable. Good job.
I'm angry. That's why I got to keep the sunglasses on. 'Cause if I take them off, I just look fucking pissed.
Do you feel naked now?
Yeah, my head was extremely cold about 20 minutes after my haircut was over with outside, so that was an interesting sensation.
That's okay. Don't feel too bad. Randy Ray got a haircut here the other. Miss Mariah and I hooked him up with that one. So, well, barrack style with him. So, but
He's
it looks
rocking
good.
the high and tight right now.
It looks good. Looks decently butchered, but he's definitely not as shaggy as it once was. So, anyhow,
I'm getting pretty good at haircut.
duly noted.
Just to say the least, 'cause I've had to do a few.
So, John, you got anything else?
Nope. I'm good.
Alrighty. Mariah, what's going on with you over these last couple weeks?
It's been fun at work. I've got to see quite a few new babies right now on the ground. So that's always enjoyable this time of year for me. I did get to see a really cute baby mini donkey as well. So that one's pretty awesome.
Donkey!
Not very common to see those. Other
Donkey.
than that, I had a good Memorial Day weekend. Going camping and everything. So that was kind of nice to get away and get out. Other than that, kind of hanging around home. First sunburn of the year. Hopefully that's the only one. Other than that, not a whole lot.
All right. High Tech, how's been your birthday? How's
Good.
things been going with you?
Hey, real quick, for High Tech,
Uh-oh.
I gotta give him.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
This show is labeled as mature audiences only. So I'm moving right along.
Yeah, no, it's been good. You know, typically for my birthday, I usually go to a rodeo or go camping or do both. And so Memorial Day weekend, of course, we did go camping, and there'll be more on that here in the outdoor segment we will talk about. So, but other than that, yeah, just kind of had a weekend at home with my daughter. She decorated the house, the hallways, you know, the table, everything like that last night. And so when I got up this morning, I saw all this, you know, over the hill 40-year-old crap and everything, which doesn't make any sense since I'm 28. But
You're officially like dad material now for all the singles.
Oh,
thanks, buddy.
right.
So yeah,
Hey, we're all gonna be there at some point. It's all good.
I actually asked a friend of mine that turned 40 about 4 months ago. I asked her, I said, so since you're 4 months ahead of me, what do I have to expect? And then, of course, she started listing off all the, you know, pandemic and riots and all this different stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah, the first part of 2020 has been a real shit show, hasn't it? And then, here's
Wait.
the thing, though, is to add on top of all of that, I woke up this morning, went to go let the dog out. I opened up my back door to the porch, and I found a baby dragon.
Right. The baby
I
dragon.
swear this
Better than a baby
Oh,
shark, though.
Don't even start with that shit. But you know, Mariah, I'm gonna kill you. It actually is a turkey vulture, but did get some confirmation on that from a well-known, well-trusted outdoorsman, and that I've known for quite a long time. So, but the little thing was weird, man. It was super weird to you know, just find all, you know, kind of balled up there on the back deck, and it looks like he probably you know, got caught up in the storm or something, and that happened last night, and ended up there. So.
I wish you could have saved it so I could see it tonight when we drop your present off.
Yeah, I'm not going to keep dead carcasses laying around. Thanks. I am not demented like you.
That
Okay.
type thing, you know?
Just beat it to Jerry?
No.
Yeah,
if
Maybe
If that-
Jerry could
If that was the case, he wouldn't come in the house for at least a week. But no, it's been a great day. Lots of people throwing love out to me today, and it's been very appreciated, and yeah, looking forward to actually after the show tonight and having a little steak and potatoes and corn and all the good stuff for dinner. So
there you
Oh,
go,
yeah.
man. There you go.
and
So,
I should mention too, I had a family dinner
Right, you-
Thursday night as well with my folks and my my sister-in-law, niece and nephew, my daughter, and all that. So that was my dad and everything. And so yeah, it was a good time as well. So love.
Uncle
That's right. Uncle Juicy. That's what they call me. So
Uncle Juicy, as your niece likes to
well,
call it.
it's better. It's better than what I called my uncle. I used to call my Uncle Bonehead. So.
Yeah, I do recall the tale that you told me about that when we went over there a few months back.
Yeah, and just to kind of let the listeners in on that one, he was really young. I don't know. I was probably 6, 7 years old, something like that. And he called the house phone. This is back in the days when we had house phones. Mariah, you probably never saw that, Mariah, but we'll show you what one looks like.
My parents had a rotary.
Anyway, he called up and he said. I said, "Hello, Kaiser residence," and he says, "Yeah, is your aunt there?" And I said, "Yes, she is. May I ask who's calling?" He goes, "It's your Uncle Bonehead." And without skipping a beat, I said, "Okay, Uncle Bonehead, just a moment." And it was Uncle Bonehead from then on. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Well played. Nice.
How about you, brother?
So not a whole lot on this. Oh, I was gonna say not a whole lot on this end. Just busy plugging away, spending a lot of hours. Pretty much right where I'm sitting right now between my work and stuff for the shows. We did a camp trip here last weekend, which we're going to talk about here in a little bit during the outdoor section. And other than that, I actually did my first CB stomp last night, which was actually really cool. But yeah, I need to pay everybody a tiny visit, get my antenna up elevated a little bit more, and to really compete with the big boys. But yeah, Mariah, you look like you got something you're about to say about that.
No, I'm just listening.
So, okay. Tech checked in. He was trying to get out, but yeah, he was just like, yeah, forget this, man. I think about 10 minutes into it, just shut it down.
I hung in there until we had a business meeting last night. So, I listened up for about, 30 minutes or so and played around, but I'm in no way, shape, or form able to play with the big boys like that. So
yeah, I was giving it hell, but it really wasn't working out that good. So
you need a big tree.
Anyhow, so before we, I know, right? So anyhow, before we get into rush, we have a lot of folks checking in and have checked in. So why don't we go ahead and give our shout outs right quick, shall we?
I would love to. First and foremost, we have Stephanie DeMars checking in. She beat out Queen DP.
Oh.
Yep, we got Mr. Matt Crosby checked in with us. We got Katrina.
Disaster fall.
That's what I said. Queen DP.
And so did Katrina.
Yep. And there's Katrina in there.
Probably because DP is out enjoying outdoors.
We got the taco maker checked in. We got Miss Jade Lopez from the Echo Lounge.
Right.
Let's see here. We've got Mr. Matt Jackson, Mr. Hurley checking in there with us. And scrolling down just a little more. Keep going. This guy, Richard, that says he's no relative of yours, Mariah.
Oh, yeah.
Not a relative to me.
Damn, there's that sibling bad blood.
Yeah,
there.
No kidding. Then we've got
Miss Terrell.
Yep, T checking in with us here, and look at that! Your Mutta is checked in, Mariah.
Yes, Miss Myrna.
Yep. And Mr. Richie, the Redneck Pimp King.
All right.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, thanks for joining, everybody. We do greatly appreciate it. So we are actually behind. Okay. It happens from time to time. So, High Tech, take it away. Lead us right to our next segment, please, good sir.
This outdoor segment is brought to you in part by Eric's Armory. And now, for your outdoor segment host,
Here's Johnny.
How neat is that? That's pretty neat.
It is pretty. What is up, guys? Welcome to the show. I'm glad to be back after everybody has had a 2-week hiatus. I have had a 3-week hiatus from the show due to some health reasons. Anyways, we'll get right into it, guys. Go check out Eric's Armory at ericsarmory.com. They are our sponsor for the outdoor segment. They are amazing people. They can get you awesome weapons, and in this time of the boog, you might need one.
Yeah.
But regardless, go check them out. Be with them. Ammo is in short supply right now and is on back order. Be patient. Inga, you. And go hit them up. Check out their Facebook page and their Instagram, and see what they can do for you. And with that, we will jump right into the frivolities of last weekend. We're kind of historical story that I view as kind of the ultimate in outdoors adventuring. So, first story for tonight comes from Fox News. SpaceX spacecraft docks with International Space Station on historic NASA mission. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you've been living under a rock for the last couple days. Actually, the last week, because we tried to launch Wednesday, I believe. But for the first time in 10 years, the U.S. has sent astronauts into space on U.S. space vehicles launched from the United States of America. No longer are we going to space on the backs of other people's spacecraft. Kind of the ultimate in the outdoor world, because it doesn't get much more outdoor than going into space. Yeah. So, anyways, so we'll get right into this article. SpaceX Dragon and Endeavour spacecraft crewed by NASA astronauts Doug Hurley and Bob Behnken has docked with the International Space Station on its historic.
And just to clarify real quick, the SpaceX Dragon Endeavour was not the same dragon on my back porch.
No.
They crash landed. Oh, shit.
It's an alien.
Sean can't do his alien hair anymore. Boo.
I can't. No, it's not long enough anymore. Definitely not long enough. Anyways, so SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket from Kennedy Space Center Saturday. The mission is the first time that astronauts have launched from American soil since the final space shuttle flight. The mission is also the first time a private company rather than a national has sent astronauts into orbit. However, they are working closely with NASA, obviously. So I would say that. But anyways, the spacecraft made its soft capture docking with the International Space Station at 10:16 Eastern Time after almost a 19-hour journey to the orbiting space lab. The space station was 262 statute miles above the border of northern China when docking occurred. Docking.
Goddamn Mongolians.
Right. Hard capture docking was complete at 10:28 Eastern Time with the full docking sequence complete 2 minutes. Happy to be aboard, said Hurley when the capsule was docked. The hatch is expected to open around 12:45 p.m. Eastern Time with the welcome ceremony at 1:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And that is President Trump and Mike Pence, who is chairman of the National Space Council, were at the Kennedy Space Center to watch Hurley off from storage launch pad 39 Alpha, which was also used for the Apollo and space shuttle programs. That's pretty historic, actually. That's pretty cool. You know, we sent Americans back into space from American soil on the Apollo launch pads. It's pretty neat, if you ask me. Announced that the spacecraft previously known as Capsule 206 had been renamed Endeavour, continuing the tradition of astronauts naming their capsules. We would like to welcome you aboard the capsule Endeavour, he said. We chose the Endeavour for a few reasons. One, because of the incredible endeavor NASA, SpaceX, and the United States has been on the shuttle program in 2011. The other reason was named Endeavour is a little more impersonal. Bob and I We both had our first flight on Shuttle Endeavor, and it just meant too much to us to carry on that name. End of article. Thoughts?
Nice.
It's pretty awesome that we're getting people back up into space and all that, and again, really starting that that trend that we had for so long there of space exploration and space science and all that. And
we own space, damn it.
And it's just laying the groundwork for Space Force to get their asses up there. So there you go.
Right.
Well, the thing I find so awesome about this too is watching. So I watched the launch on Saturday live. It was freaking awesome to watch. It was absolutely incredible. And then on top of it, NASA and SpaceX. This is all for trying to get back to the moon. And that
And
Mars, and that. Whether or not we see Americans land on Mars in our lifetime, that would be awesome, obviously. I don't care. I want to see us land back on the moon, though, and make that bitch home, Because, you look at interviews with the Apollo astronauts, some of the ones that are still alive, they wonder, why did we stop? We sent 6 crews land on the moon, and then we stopped. Why? Why did we not continue to push forward with that? And I find that a valid question. I think NASA is trying to answer that question by sending us back to the moon.
Right. Which, by the way, on that, first off, I want to welcome our good buddy from the station here, longtime buddy of ours from even before BB Nation Radio actually friggin' became a thing, Mr. Dakota Potter is jumped in there in the comments, and he made the comments that President said the plan was an established moon base, and that will be the lunar launch pad for the first humans to set to Mars.
Hell yeah.
Makes sense. But hell yeah. That'd be legit.
Dude, it's awesome. This is the ultimate in outdoors adventure time, because part of the SpaceX program is to also make it so that we can get people into space too, not just astronauts and government employees into space, but people. That's Elon Musk's dream. Whatever your opinions are of him, I think he's a genius, and I can't wait to see what else he has up his sleeves.
See, that's the thing about Elon Musk, man, is that as much shit as that guy gets, in all of God's honesty, there is one thing that he is all about. He's all about furthering technological advances for the human race. He's not, he's in the process.
He also gives a lot of away to charities, too.
Yeah, he does. He's a lot better than freaking, some other people like, Bill Gates.
Faggot.
Yeah. Friggin' colon cancer dick, as some people like to call him. But anyhow, moving right along.
So, with that, now we can get into the /shit show /epicness that was last weekend.
Oh my God. So, that is no lie.
I believe we have some pictures. Oh, there's my beautiful. Oh.
There's my precious.
There's my beautiful. So, last weekend, obviously, we had instead of doing Guitars for Stars, because Frau Brown and COVID apparently said 9.
Thanks, Corona.
We can have protesters gather in the thousands. Apparently, COVID's not that big of a deal anymore. But whatever. What do I know? I'm just me. So all of us here at BB Nation, we went out camping in my neck of the woods, actually, out in Sisters, in Pole Creek, and we did a lot of shooting, food.
I guess shoot the big boom.
Drank a lot of beer. Hey, look, Justin and I are cuddling, and I just look like a hippie. I love it. I miss my hippie for now, because I was just like full on hippie status. But yeah, we all got together. We had Jade from over there in VRS. She came out with her husband Rob, or boyfriend, whatever, Rob. Sorry, Jade. Brain farting. Annie and goddamn Inga, and obviously my other half, Katrina, Justin, Mariah, and Josh, and am I
Did you
forgetting
mention
anybody?
Matt?
Ray.
I did mention Matt and Mr. Randy Ray. Yeah, the intern.
Yes.
Yeah. Friday morning, so cold. Holy God, blessed snow.
Yeah, so like, cause you were up there first.
Yeah, so I actually ended up heading up a little bit earlier than I was originally planning, and got up there about 9 o'clock on Wednesday evening, and got everything all set up, claimed our camp and all that, which was a good thing because there were other people that were trying to get up there, and we had so it was actually pretty calm and all that, a little bit windy, pretty chilly. So then Thursday during the day, I actually worked from the middle of the woods, which was awesome. And Thursday afternoon, John and Katrina got up there, and it kind of started snowing. Like it started having there was some huge flakes coming down. And then by Thursday night, it was kind of the same. And this was Friday morning, that had come up there. So it just a little covering on the ground, but still it was made it a little bit cold there. Definitely got warmer as we progressed, and we could definitely stand sitting out by the fire and all that a whole lot more as we wound it down through Sunday night.
Hey, look, my tree thrown.
Indeed.
Had a good time doing some target shooting and everything up there with everybody as well. So
Hell yeah.
that was kind of awesome because I kind of surprised Justin when I looked at him. I was like, I want to shoot the gun. And he's like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Your AR, okay. I was like, no, I want to shoot your 300. And he's like, what?
Wait, what? Yeah. She's like, yeah, I want to shoot your Win Mag. Whole freaking scratch the record, freaking double take. Like, you want to do what? You want to shoot that?
I shot
piece?
it too.
She rocked it like a champ. So
Put 8 rounds through it.
yeah, and every freaking she was nailing it like a champ, except for the last one where she kind of let it get away from her.
That was my own fault.
Hey, look,
Can't be
Jade's
mad.
got antlers.
Yeah.
That's
Jade and
right,
her
biggest
huge
rack
rack.
Jade will ever have.
Just say.
And I was happy to
That is true.
help her hold him up too.
I'm sure you were happy to assist her with her rack. Just say.
Wait. Did you say rack?
Rack.
There's Frey.
Oh yeah, we got old Randy Ray freaking cranking
Oh,
him out.
oh,
with the
Eiffel
300
Tower.
Too. Yeah. Yeah.
In person.
Yep.
There's
Right. It's just like I don't know what to do.
there's Mariah shooting.
I'm like, I'm rusty.
Yeah, I had to throw that in there. But yep. No, it was a good time. I mean, there's a lot of pictures in here for landscape photos.
Yeah.
A lot of group photos, like this one here. This one, you guys were. It looks like you guys went for a cruise up above camp and everything else instead.
That was the day before hiking. That was on shooting day.
Gotcha.
So,
Nice.
because Jade and Rob had left before we went hiking. But yes, so I got to take Annie and Matt and Katrina, who all three of them have never been up the Pole Creek Trail to see the mountains up close. Yeah, I was pretty stoked to take them up there. It was also my first time getting back up there since my surgery and since my shoulder being injured. It's pretty awesome to make it back out there.
Right.
I hiked the 14 miles that day and no complaints, and the smiles and the pictures of everybody getting to see the mountains up close and personal was all the more worth it for me. I love taking people. Annie and everybody that went up has heard me talk about that a lot on this show, and it was awesome to finally take them up there. So hoping that I can take more people up there as time goes on. So which, yeah. Doesn't take much to
Angus,
convince
they're
me
going,
here.
hey, none of my tacos. Well, you know what? You want to let anybody close enough, even with the phone, to take a picture of the tacos, even if bad because of that, Inga.
It's okay. I
Lord.
got a whole bag of taco meat. Here at home.
Nice.
Oh man, there you go. That's the way to do it right there.
Inga's taco meat. We got the leftover taco meat.
the chorizo eggs burritos that we had on
Friday morning
was actually, that was pretty phenomenal too. Everyone kind of took turns cooking and everything else. Everyone took a turn making a meal, and really well that way. And even for as much food as we went through, we actually didn't quite all of it. I think we kind of overpacked on that one, but
that's not a bad thing.
You know what though? It's better to have more, and it's better to have more than not having enough when you go up. So, but no, it was a great time. Got a chance to do a lot of shooting. Got a chance to do. I did take Mariah out on a little expedition. We had her 2004 GMC Envoy through the paces. We did find one trail that we actually was close to where we camped for elk hunting last fall. It actually came out on the backside of camp. We just got hung up, like not even 200 yards from camp, but extra muscle to finish the rest of the trip out as far as moving a boulder out of the way. High tech, you had a hell of a time with that, trying to back out there with your pickup. I thought you were going to skin somebody alive.
It wasn't too bad. It was just couldn't get the right angles, backing up out of there. And of course, if I would have known, would have, actually calmed down and said that, you just needed, some hands to move a rock out of the way, then that would have been a whole lot easier than driving the truck down there. But, we grabbed the straps, we grabbed, we had everything with us, shovel, all that kind of stuff ready to go. And, we didn't need it, but that's all right.
You know what? Like I said, it's better to have it and not need it versus need it and not have it. I mean, originally the only thing we needed was the muscle. Because she's like, help, need muscle, move boulder.
Justin, you realize something? Those boulders are put there on purpose by the Forest Service.
Oh, no. This was one that actually rolled into, it was just off the center of the trail enough to where you had to get out and move it. It was, you could actually, what you saw, you could actually get through there with the vehicle.
Okay, that's why they got off, though. We're not supposed to drive that road anymore.
No, anyhow.
Hey, real quick.
Enough about
had
that.
A comment. He says he hears that the camera adds 10 pounds, but apparently web cameras also add 40 years and change your sex. Mariah looks a bit off tonight.
Well played, Dakota. Well played. But yeah, do you guys got anything you want to add about that? I mean, sorry, I'll pass it back over to you, John. This is your segment. I just kind of went off with it.
No, you're all good, dude. It was up the weekend. We had a good weekend. It was before all this nonsense and this shit that's happening right now. Just looking at what's going on in my hometown, and I'm honestly kind of disgusted by it. I hope somebody breaks this shit up soon before I do. But yeah, so we had a good weekend, and that's all that matters. We were out in the woods. We got out and about. We got up in the mountains. That's all that counts. We had good friends, what we consider family, family basically, and we hung out, ate food, drank some beer, and got in the woods and shot some firearms. About as American as you can get. What can be said about the scumbags that are out in front of my fucking courthouse right now? Anyways, I will close it out with, guys, go take care of yourselves, especially in these crazy times. No city is immune to this, as I have just discovered and just watched a part of a live video from out. I'm actually pretty appalled by it at the moment because there's no reason for this to even be in my hometown. About one of the most peaceful towns that you could possibly imagine. But take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, guys. Go check out our sponsor for the outdoor segment, Eric's Armory, at ericsarmory.com, and see what they can do for you. Be patient with them, obviously, because we're still in the middle of this Corona bullcrap as well. Although apparently it doesn't matter anymore because we got people gathering in the hundreds and thousands of places to protest and riot. So, and if you are one of those protesters or rioters and you're watching this show for whatever reason, you should probably not watch this show. So,
no, especially with what's to come.
So, thank you for tuning into the outdoor segment, and I will hand it off back to you, Justin.
Thank you, John. Do appreciate that. So, all right, it is now time for your favorite segment of mine. It's time for Pop's Takes. Hit it, Josh.
We hope you brought the aloe and sunscreen.
Bullshit.
Because these takes are scorching hot. Now, get ready for some raw,
You want it raw?
gritty, and unfiltered takes from the old man, Don himself.
She can't say the truth because it does makes her look like an idiot. Because that's what she is.
These are Pop's Takes, right here on BB Nation Radio.
Bullshit.
Well, before we get started, here's to you, good sir, and the shit show that's about to ensue.
I don't even know where to start.
You know what?
You want it raw?
Start from wherever you want.
Okay. Well, the first thing I was like John, these people are friggin' idiots, and they wanted to destroy all. No mask, no social distancing, just trying to get everybody dead with this COVID-19 virus, so that there's nobody left.
You know,
I guess that's what they're after. I don't know. It's ridiculous what they're doing, and I don't even know what they're protesting. I mean, if they're wanting justice for that Floyd, I think they're going to get it. But the investigations that take place and to get so the law can follow its course and get the guy for what he really needs. I mean, I've been kind of curious about the fact that I heard the day that this cop and this Floyd worked as security guards for the same nightclub at the same time, and the owner says, "Well, I don't know if that." Well, the look on that guy's face when he was standing on his neck, kneeling on his neck, he knew exactly who he was and what he was doing. But that's just my opinion. So, I think there's more to it than the third-degree murder charge that's going to come out. But we just have to wait and see. And these people need to relax and do their investigating and get it all right. You don't get things right if you jump right into it and do it off the cuff without even finding out what's really the truth. Yeah, that's my say on that take. I just was a little kind of upset about the whole thing.
You know what? That's actually a lot cooler take than what you made it sound like it was going to be last night when you came to me about. But then again, you're also probably about more whiskeys in. Like, this son of a bitch. You want to know what I think about it? Here we go. I'm like, whoa, time. Save it for tomorrow night.
Well, the one thing I really to it than what they're saying or what they took, what the video shows. There's more to it than that.
Right.
But the video, to me, I'm reading people's nature, faces and expressions and things like that.
Right.
And it looked to me like he knew exactly what he was doing and had a smile on his face while he's doing it, because it was something where he was actually getting even for something. And that's why I think that it goes back somewhere to the time that they knew each other and as security guards.
So you believe that there may have been prior motive involved in this?
Yes. I'm not saying that it wasn't spur of the moment, but for something that happened or something when he was security guard where they knew each other or whatever, and that's when it all exploded. People just got to back off, and remember that all these crowds they're putting together and everything else. I'd almost bet you $1 to a donut that within 3 weeks these COVID-19 cases are going to skyrocket. They're going to skyrocket because there's been no or anything else to protect themselves or to protect everybody else. And it's just, I mean, that's the way I see it. And I think that most people will, if they stop and think about it. They don't want to look at it. They're using it as an excuse to go out and steal. The people going in and breaking into these businesses and all that, and what care? They don't care anything about the riot or the protest or anything else. They're in there for one reason: that's to get free stuff, and that's exactly what I see.
Being opportunistic.
Very much so. And they're the other thing too that bothers me is that these aren't local. Starting these riots, it's all out of towners coming into town and creating all this stuff.
Right. Well, a prime example of that is what's going on. Like, take as very shining prime example of what we were just talking about here earlier on, even during our pre-production, with what's taking place out in Prineville as a prime example. You know, John can tell you, freaking, they're organizing in from like Portland and Bend and other areas into Prineville to try and start this shit.
For what?
So
what has Prineville done to get into to help them?
It's Whitey.
Oh.
I mean, as sad as it is to say, it's what it boils down to. It's
ethnic culture now in Prineville, believe it or not.
Right.
But my town is about as peaceful as it comes, and you know, one of the furthest things that is in Prineville. You know, people around here have nothing but love for each other, and we're a small, tight community. And these motherfuckers, like, not. Josh, you better get that button ready. I'm gonna say that a lot because I want to start some people's faces. I'm telling you that right now.
So, I mean, that's just the prime example of what's going on with the whole thing, and it's, you know, it's gonna get uglier before it gets better, I believe.
Well, when you got one of the House Representative Senator Maxine Waters standing there on TV applauding them and trying to egg them on.
Right.
That bitch needs to get her face fuck started.
Immensely.
Her and a couple others.
Well, here's the thing that I've
like
got.
The donkey, a prime example.
Here's
AKA
the thing that I've got with
OC.
this whole thing, though, is why does everybody continue to, you know, do this whole, you know, Black Lives Matter, Brown Lives, or whatever, you know, all that. Why is everybody so discriminating on everything? Why can't people just be people? They all want to sit there. They all want to sit and when I say they, I'm talking about the people who, you know, do these, you know, different organizations. And it's not just limited to like the Black Lives Matter organization or, you know, Stop First, Don't Shoot, whatever the, you know, different things. The thing is we made some rules and some laws in this country and said, hey, we're not going to discriminate, you know, based on race, sex, you know, whatever. But yet we do it.
Want reparations.
But here's the thing is that we support it all the time, all day long. Every time you go and you sign up for a Facebook account or anything else, what does it ask you? It asks you, what is your gender? It asks you what your age is. There's all sorts of different things. Every time you fill out a government form, it wants to know what your race is. You go to
demographics.
That's great, but demographics is people versus people. That's all. That's all it needs to be.
What I'm saying. It's a falsivity. Demographics is a falsivity. It's just another way for the government and for organizations to push identity politics onto a population. You know, and let me just put this out here. I do not condone the actions of that police officer in Minnesota by any means whatsoever. The dude was a psycho. You know, I just want to put that out there because, you know, because of what we're going through right now. That dude was a scumbag. He did with most people that he doesn't deserve to get murder 3. He deserves murder 1. He knowingly killed that person. And I say person because he's a human being. I don't see him as black, white, brown, yellow, Chinese, or he's a person. He's a human being.
Right.
He's a human being. He's a human man. Stop labeling everybody. It doesn't matter. Okay?
Yep.
I had to let go of a very close friend of mine that I served with today. I talked to J-Dub and Josh about this in production because this guy that I've literally known and I served with in the service for 12 years called me a racist. He is a Native American. I don't understand why he chose to go off on me about a post that I made about my hometown and don't understand why all this is going on in my peaceful little hometown, and called me a racist because I used an analogy from Dr. Martin. Literally said, "Your people killed him," and I'm like, "Motherfucker, listen here. I didn't do shit. That happened to a white psychopathic murderer that happened 40 years before I was even thought of as a human being. You know, that is some bullshit. And if you think that way, I'm sorry, there's something wrong with you. Like you're fucked up in the head."
No, I agree wholeheartedly. You know, it's, and I think you made the point, Pops, a few times, is that when it comes to dealing with stuff here, here in the U.S., the biggest is people trying to double identify. It's, people that say, well, I'm Irish American. No offense, John, or British American. Well, you can get away with your dual citizen. But then you have folks who are like, I'm Mexican American.
British American.
Yeah. Well, I was just giving you cred where cred was due. Call it like it is. But exactly. But you're well, which one are you? Are you, especially if you're solely an American citizen, it's like, okay, well, what do you want to be? Do you want African or do you want to be American? Do you want to be Mexican or do you want American? Take your pick. It's go
back to those countries.
Exactly.
Go watch the Hodge twins video that I just put up talking about people referring to themselves as African Americans or Mexican Americans. Most of y'all that have never been to the countries that you say that you are a part of. Okay? You guys are dumb. Like if you are like me and say you're an Irish American, if you've never been to Ireland, you need to shut the hell up.
Yeah.
You're not Irish American. You're an American, damn it.
John, that's the most truthful statement I've heard in years.
Oh, it's actual. It's 100%
You're absolutely
fact.
Right on.
All right. I speak with an American accent. I'm white. And yes, I'm a dual citizen. I have lived in England. I have visited England a lot in my life. I can say, if I want to, that I'm an Anglo-American because it's correct. I've been there. I've lived there. I hold a passport for there. You guys have been to Africa, Ireland, or all that stuff? Shut the hell up.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I gave you the correct props on that. Was like, well, you're dual citizen, so you're one of those few exceptions that actually can claim that. But a lot of these people that have been born here in the States or have decided to immigrate from their prior country and taken up citizenship here in the U.S., guess what? You're not freaking what you were prior to anymore. You chose to come here and assimilate to our culture, not us assimilate to yours. And that is the problem that we're dealing with. I mean, am I wrong?
Well, no, but John, Justin, this is the only country where people say, well, I'm an American, black or African American, or I'm a Mexican American, or what. It's the only. You ever hear a black person from Britain saying, I'm a black or I'm an African Brit? Huh? Did you ever hear that? I never. No. If you're in another country and you took citizenship in that country or you're born in that country, that's what you are. You're not an African American. You're an American. You're not an African Brit. You're a Briton.
But you don't know, Whitey. You don't know what it's like to be a slave. You don't know what it's like to be oppressed.
Neither
do
do you,
they.
motherfucker.
My point exactly.
I'm serious, guys. Go watch the videos that I have on my Facebook feed from the Hodge twins. They're pretty enlightening. And by the way, they're both black and extremely conservative. Weird.
Mind blown.
They flat A in their video. Y'all ain't African American. You're black Americans. You're Americans. You haven't
Right?
been to Africa, and most of you went
Dakota.
yourself. If you were
You
there.
didn't grow up in Djibouti. You grew up in Harlem. Anyhow. Dakota Potter nails this on the head. He says, why is, after 200 years, it becoming a social norm again for people to use their heritage or demographic background as a social status in 2020 and not use their social actions or accomplishments?
Because
You
they're
should,
afraid
sir.
to. They're afraid to. They haven't done any action or accomplished anything except done.
Fair enough. I think that's all that needs to be said on that one. Well, Pops, thank you, good sir. We're going to have to wrap up this segment and get into our next one here pretty quick.
Yeah.
But as always, a pleasure. Didn't know if you want to stick with us through the news again.
Salute to you all.
Here. And by the way, you need to tell High Tech happy birthday since it is birthday today.
Oh, that youngster? He said you're going to be older pretty quick here in a few days. It's his age in about, 4 weeks, 5 weeks?
Literally twice his age.
Damn.
That's right.
Hey, by the way, Josh, let me, give us a heads up on what it's going to be like after you go in for your first colonoscopy, your post 40. That's coming up for you, brother. Sorry. Had to.
Doctor walks in, says, "Are you ready?" Am I ready, you son of a bitch? I've been crying all day.
Right all day.
Shit,
Get
I
that Super
got
Bowl
up
ring
early.
out, full talk. All right, well, news update. Would you please, sir? All right, for today's news segment is something that is completely non-COVID-19, non-riot, non-bullshit related. Oh my God. Some decent news for once. Oh my God. There
Does
is.
it have to do with boobs?
Boobs.
No, I've never seen this man. And I don't know exactly how big he is because it doesn't show a picture of him in the article. But anyhow, that's besides the point. So this one comes to us, and I saw the headline for it. I was like, you know what? This is one that's actually kind of near and dear to me, and it should be you too. They're John, because and High Tech, you as well. We actually know a few people in this group with the combat veteran writers. So anyhow, this article comes to us out of American Military News, and this one is at Washington State. Headline reads, 104-year-old World War II vet gets birthday motorcade from combat veteran riders. So it came to 104-year-old Ron Hemming on Thursday night in Spokane Valley. The World War II veteran nursed a birthday Coors Light on his front porch as 9 motorcycles driven by members of the combat veteran riders pulled up to his home he shares with us off Mission Avenue. They're here for me, Hemming said after being told by a hospice nurse that the unofficial Twilight motorcade was on his account. Well, thank them. Hemming, who signed up for the U.S. Navy before the outbreak of World War II, had celebrated in the past as a motorcycle group's clubhouse off Trent Avenue, said his son Richard Hemming, a Vietnam veteran who serves as chaplain for the nonprofit Veteran Assistance Group. But gathering the centenarian on hospice care wasn't an option in pandemic times. I was going to get a cake with 104 candles, but I couldn't call the fire department, the younger Hemming joked, as his father rocked on the front porch prior to the motorcycle's arrival. Ron Hemming made his rank of lieutenant retiring from the Navy, his son said. He ended the war based on the USS Marquab, a destroyer that roamed the Pacific theater from February 1944 of the atomic bomb and the first few months of 1946 after the war. Ron Hemming doesn't remember much of those days now, including when the A-bomb dropped, but about a decade ago when he was living with his late wife in a retirement home, stories about the war, said Richard Hemming. When I was a kid, he never talked about it, Richard Hemming said, even though as a boy he'd ask. While on the Marcab, Richard Hemming said his father helped navigate the nearly 20,000-ton ship through the islands of Japan. Those channels are narrow and filled with rocks, Richard Hemming said. He made it through, and he was up all night with the skipper. When dawn broke and they said, Hemmy, I think you need to go hit the rack. Hemming continued using the slang term for bed. And my dad looked at the skipper and said, I think you need to hit the veterans of the conflicts in Iraq and Vietnam roared into the neighborhood, most on Harley-Davidson bikes, assembling on the gravel cake out front for some yellow cake with chalk-sting. Ron Hemming donned sunglasses with peace signs, eyes, and the colors of the American flag. Part of the gift basket assembled by Kindred Hospice, the provider caring for him. The evening included a portrait of 3 generations of Hemmings, all Navy servicemen, Robert Hemming, Ron's grandson, and Richard's son on the porch. Robert Hemming served in the U.S. Navy also from 1990 through 1994. He's the best man I've ever known, Robert Hemming said of his grandfather. Ron Hemming is part of a group that is rapidly dwindling. Of the 16 million Americans who served during World War II, fewer than 400,000 remained alive as of 2019. It's a reminder that Hemmings can't take any birthday for granted. Hemming said he didn't know if the front yard celebration would come because of the new custom. We'll play that by ear, he said. End of article. Again, that is originally printed by the Spokesman Review out of Spokane, Washington.
And we all say, hoorah!
Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
Right? I'll drink to that, man. By God. 104 years old. Happy birthday, good sir.
Fireball. Or not fireball.
Lead slinger.
Lead slingers.
It's kind of a
There
funny.
we go.
It's kind of a funny Freudian.
Right
slip
on.
I think I've had enough. I've had too much. I'm too riled up. I want to go down to the protest. Go poke the bear.
Right. Oh, man. So that concludes this evening's news update. So thank you for that one. Pops, you got any closing thoughts or statements before you step on out?
I think I pretty well covered my statements for tonight. But man, it makes you proud to know that somebody, the good stuff he did all the way back to World War II.
Right.
There's still a lot of good people out there.
There is, and it's nice to actually hear something that doesn't deal with all the bullshit that's going on.
That is the best statement you've made.
It's kind of a breath of fresh air, like, oh,
it is, definitely.
Thank God. There is others, though.
Oh,
all right, well, Pops. Well, Pops, thank you again, good sir. Easy, don't fall over now. And don't take the freaking desk with you, would you?
He's locked up here.
Well, thanks again, Pops. Do appreciate it.
You guys have a good one.
All right, now we just got to wait for Mariah to get back. So, high tech, you got any thoughts on that stuff, on that story?
Again, those kind of deals, that's what it's all about. Caring for other people and, showing them your appreciation, for what they've done in their lives and all of that. Not, lighting cars on fire and, throwing shit at the police and all that kind of stuff. That's not productive. This kind of thing, this is completely productive. This makes people feel good. Why would you not do this instead of being idiots like they are in Boston right now?
Oh my God. It's freaking nuts all over right now. So, but you know what? Kudos to those folks up out of Spokane, man. It's, like I said, it's a breath of fresh air to know that, hey, there is some sort of, normalcy going on somewhere and stuff that's actually not all screwed up. So, being said, Miss Mariah is back. Go ahead and jump into our next segment known as Dummy of the Week.
I'll
Hit
spell
it,
it
sir.
for you. D-U-M-M-Y.
Shut up, dummy.
You big dummy.
For every man, there's a woman.
And for every dummy, there's a dummy. Dummy.
And now, your Dummy of the Week on BV Nation Radio.
All right, your dummy of the week is brought to you.
Yo.
Police. Naked Florida man spent 24 hours vandalizing school. Miramar, Florida. Oops, excuse me. A 21-year-old naked man Florida high school and spent almost 24 hours vandalizing the building. Police surveillance cameras captured Matthew Crandall, Miramar High School on Memorial Day. They say he was only wearing a hat and headphones while smashing computers and televisions.
Hell yeah.
Video shows Crandall breaking in around 7 a.m. Monday and caused flooding in the hallways and vandalizing classrooms, walls, and hallways. Custodian discovered the damage, which was estimated at about $100,000. He was charged with criminal mischief. It's not known whether it has ties to the school.
All right.
Hell yeah. Dude, get some.
I guess he figured if he was going to go for it, man. He was going to go all out. Go big or go home.
Hell
Holy crap. Wow. Florida man, you never cease to amaze. That's all I can say on that one. So.
No, sir. No, sir.
You're right.
There's so many kids that want to go back to school and everything that can't now. And then someone goes and does something like this and vandalizes the school while it's empty. It just doesn't make sense. It just...
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Makes you wonder if, just like any of that was actually involved there with his little.
He looks like he's not just high on life either.
We get his mugshot.
What's that?
Can we
get?
Yeah, it'll take me a minute.
But yeah, that's just. And here's on a Nickelback, freaking take back or something because talking about breaking into the school.
Hey, watch your mouth. We don't.
Hey, I'm just calling it like it is, man.
But and then why would you go in naked? Why?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's Florida.
Why?
Not.
That's why not.
Crazier shit has happened.
I don't want to know why he would go in naked.
Why
That
not?
just computers and televisions with the glass flying everywhere. Nope.
Imagine
There
a
he
shard
is for
bust.
ya.
Yeah, imagine a shard freaking busting off freaking a TV
And
set.
I like how he just looks right at straight camera. That's just
Like, well,
idiot.
I'm already caught. I might as well go for broke, man. Go big or go home.
Yeah.
Yep.
No pun intended, but
Dude, he's all.
something.
look at him. Hey, he found 10-1 says it was his stash that flew in that chick's purse that we covered a while back. What? The wind blew the coke into my purse.
Yeah.
Was it your coke, buddy?
I don't know.
Mr. Crandall.
Yeah, man. He's definitely he's on the white powder
Something.
or the yellow
He
powder. That meth is also a hell of a drug. I mean, I don't know, but
I don't know. I
Taste
don't
the
want.
rainbow.
Jesus Christ. So is that what you call doing everything? Because doing every drug known to man. You got the purple cap mushrooms. You got the yellow meth.
The only person that is known to have lived after doing every drug in the world is still alive, and that's Keith Richards.
Oh, Keith Richards.
Drug dealers go to Keith Richards and they go, "I got nothing, dude.
Yeah, I'm out, man. You've done it all."
Nothing you haven't tried, bro."
Second place.
Oh, absolutely.
Ozzy and Keith Richards are going to be, 2 to 3, living beings that survived the nuclear holocaust. The third one being the cockroach, and even then,
they're going to live to be like 200 years old. They're permanently pickled.
Right?
All the drugs and alcohol that they've done.
Yeah. Mickey Severson. Eric Clapton wrote the song "Cocaine" for a reason. Apparently, some people live by that. I'm just saying, throwing it out there. So. I thought you started to mumble something else. Didn't have a safety brief. Obviously did not have one. So, anyhow, all right, guys. Well, we do appreciate everyone tuning in. It is 1:15 the hour, and we pretty much have gotten through everything already. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get ready to wrap this thing on up. So, closing comments. Mariah, why don't you go ahead and go first?
The weather is getting nicer, even though we're still under some restrictions, unfortunately, due to COVID, with group gatherings. Be safe out there. Get outside, enjoy some sunshine, and make sure you wear some sunscreen. And also take care of your animals during this time as well.
For the love of God, wear the sunscreen.
They are not sure whether to stay out in the heat or go in the shade, just like we are. And with this weather we're having around our area, with this hot and then cool and hot and cool, it's just as hard on the animals as it is on us. And if you're working, stay safe out there and do what you have to do to work.
All right. Dappa Sappa.
Safety brief time.
Yeah!
Don't beat your husbands. Don't beat your
Safety brief.
Yes. So, again, don't be your husbands. Don't be your wives. Don't add to society. Don't contribute to society. Latex save paychecks during the coronavirus. Bullshit. All that. Blah, blah, blah. Seriously, guys, don't be a fucking scumbag. Take care of your fellow human beings out there. Be a good person. If you are in an area affected by these massive riots and protests, which I never thought I'd see the day that one of these would come in my hometown. So just know that it can happen to you guys. Stay safe out there. Keep yourself armed. Protect what's yours. There's no harm and no wrong in protecting what's yours and what you've worked for.
Stay strapped or get clapped.
Yep. Stay safe out there, guys. Take care of your fellow vets. Take care of your fellow neighbors and friends and family. Those are all that matter in this time. And keep them close and keep them safe, guys.
And take care of yourselves as well.
High tech.
Yep, pretty much. You guys got it covered for me. I don't have a whole lot to add, except make sure you are taking care of your family and your close friends and all that kind of stuff, and make sure that that they're doing okay as well. And actually, my last final thing is a early happy birthday to Mr. John, the Dapper Sapper, and an early happy birthday to Mr. Papa Dubs over there. You guys, hope you have wonderful days this week, and we'll I'm sure we'll be talking to you here on your birthday anyway.
And a very happy birthday to you, dude.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, indeed. Real quick to add to Dapper Sapper's safety brief there. Excuse me. Our good buddy Dakota Potter also stated, put a cover on your blubber, stay away from Cat West outside of Gate 6 at Fort Campbell, and don't cook bacon naked. If you get arrested, don't call me. Leave it to Dakota, man. That's
Absolutely.
awesome. So, other than that, yeah, you guys have pretty much said it all. So I got nothing else to say aside from take care of take care of yourselves, take care of each other. I will talk to you guys on Tuesday night for the Fence Line Country over there on Spreaker. In the meantime, thank you so much to our friends and our sponsors over at Eric's Armory and ericsarmory.com, as well as our buddy Tiny, Tiny CB Shop. Thank you guys so much for all tuning in, hanging out, commenting along. Please, please, please remember to share the show out. And if you haven't done so already, go get your tickets for the rifle. Go over to ericsarmory.com. Go buy your raffle tickets over there. They're $15 a piece. It's helping benefit a great cause to our friends over at the Fallen Outdoors. And, it's a great thing to contribute to. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and dip out a little bit early. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in this evening. Have a great one. I will talk to you all on Tuesday night. In the meantime, we gone. Take care. We'll talk to you all next week. Good night, everybody.
This has been another episode of BV here on Backwoods Veterans Media.